Hi, my name is Jane Ganahl. I am the co-founder of the Litquake Literary Festival and a journalist of almost 30 years now. And today I'm reading from Rad American Women A-Z by Kate Schatz and illustrated by Miriam Klein-Stahl. I have chosen, very logically, Nellie Bly, N is for Nellie. She changed the face of journalism and world travel, and I'll read you what they have written here. So, Nellie Bly's real name was Elizabeth Cochran, but as a famous writer and adventurer, she was known as Nellie Bly. No matter what she was called, one thing was for sure: she was a rebel who knew how to write. Nellie was born in 1864. After her father died, she had to work to help support her family. She loved to write, and her favorite newspaper was the Pittsburgh Dispatch. The most popular column in the newspaper was written by a man who called himself the Quiet Observer, or QO. He said that women who worked outside the home were a monstrosity. This infuriated Nellie. She wrote an angry letter to the paper, and guess what? Her letter was so well written that the Dispatch offered her a job. Her editor picked the pen name Nellie Bly after a popular song. She wrote her first article about poor working girls in that city of Pittsburgh. She loved to investigate her topics and learn as much as she could. She even traveled to Mexico on her own and worked as a foreign correspondent. But the editors kept asking her to write about fashion and flowers, so she got fed up and left them a note and headed to New York City. The note said, "Dear QO, I'm off for New York. Look out for me." Nellie was only 23 when a famous New York editor asked her to write about a mental institution. And she didn't just write about it, she pretended to be mentally ill and stayed at Blackwell's Island for 10 days. The story she wrote exposed the cruel treatment at Blackwell's. It also got the attention of politicians who made reforms to improve the hospital. Nellie became well known as a journalist who exposed corruption and celebrated the working class. She even interviewed Susan B. Anthony, a famous leader in the struggle for women's right to vote. In 1889, Nellie set off on an epic adventure to beat Phileas Fogg, the fictional hero of the book Around the World in 80 Days. She packed only one dress, a few pairs of underwear, a coat, and a small bag of toiletries. Her solo voyage around the world was made on ships, trains, and even the back of a donkey. She finished her journey in 72 days, 6 hours and 11 minutes, and returned to New York to cheering crowds. She had set a world record. And that's Nellie Bly. So I chose Nellie Bly because I've just always been fascinated by her. Shall we wait till that goes by?
Yeah, I can cut this out. I've been blurring out my voice, so I just have the question up on the screen when it comes to you.
Okay.
You can definitely wait.
That's better.
Okay. So yeah, why did you choose Nellie Bly?
So I chose Nellie Bly because I myself have been a journalist since I was in my 20s, and I heard about her many years ago and did some reading about her and just found her really fascinating. In fact, I found her so fascinating that in a screenplay that I wrote, I created a character that was patterned after Nellie Bly. I think there's a need for Rad American women who are still reporters doing heavy stories. There's so many journalists nowadays who think that writing an important story is covering, Kim Kardashian or something. But we need rad women writers to go out and really investigate the things that are wrong with the world and try and make them right by writing about it.